Hey, what's going on, guys? This is going to be the Western Conference 2010 NBA playoff preview video. All right, so let's get down to the first matchup. We have the Los Angeles Lakers, number one seed, facing the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are the number eight seed. And yeah, if I were the Lakers, this would be the last team I'd want to play out of any other team that made it to the playoffs in the Western Conference. Obviously they have the leading scorer in the league, Kevin Durant. And they got a great point guard in Russell Westbrook. This is just a very young and hungry team, and not a team that you want to play if you are an aging team like the Los Angeles Lakers. I think Ron Artest could have his hands full with Kevin Durant, and Derek Fisher is probably not going to get a lot of playing time. They'll probably bring in Shannon Brown and Jordan Farmar to try to check Russell Westbrook. But at the same time, I'm not too worried about the Lakers. I think you know Kobe's going to do a great job motivating everyone. He's going to be back in his serious mode like he was going into the finals last year. That moody type of Kobe. Well, we'll definitely see that come back. And Phil Jackson, like I've said time and time again, he's probably the best coach at preparing his team for the playoffs. And he usually every time his team is in the first round, most of the time they usually end up sweeping the series. With Chicago, that was pretty much the case most of the time. But with the Lakers, usually they might give away a couple games to their first round opponent, but that'll probably be it. I'll probably see the Lakers winning this series in possibly 6 games, maybe 5 or 6 games. I'll say 6 games. I think Oklahoma City probably pull one of the first 2 games in Los Angeles, and maybe win maybe game 4 in Oklahoma City, but that's probably it. All right, so let's get down to the fourth seed, the Denver Nuggets going up against the fifth seed, the Utah Jazz. Utah's been kind of slipping. They had that number 2 spot secured, about a week ago, but they kind of blew it. So they're going up against the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets are facing some trouble right now. George Karl, I believe he's not going to be on the sideline. So and they haven't been playing as well as they used to play. Carmelo had a great season. He started off the season with a bang. He was leading the league in scoring. It looked like he was going to take the MVP, but then he hurt his ankle and everything. But I still like Denver. I think Chauncey Billups is probably one of the most underrated point guards of all time. I feel very secure with Chauncey Billups as my point guard, even more so than a Deron Williams, because it's like having an extension of the coach on the floor with Chauncey. I'm not so sure about Kenyon Martin's condition. Kenyon Martin's not the smartest player in the world, but I'm not sure if he's healthy. And I think J.R. Smith, if he's proven that he could put on he can carry the team. If they're lacking some scoring from Carmelo, he can hit some threes and get the team back into the game. But he's got to play smart. Kenyon and J.R. Smith, their boneless decision making is what cost them against the Lakers last year. So no, I think they'll be fine. I don't think the Utah Jazz are really built for the playoffs. I just don't like their team as a whole. I don't know. They're just they're missing something for me. I know they're fundamentally a great basketball team. Boozer and Deron Williams are a great 1-2 punch. But seriously, I just don't see this team advancing, and I definitely do not see them making any noise as far as advancing to the finals. I just can't see it. So I'm going to go with the Denver Nuggets in about 6 games for this series. All right, the next series, number 2 versus number 7, we have the Dallas Mavericks going up against the San Antonio Spurs. I know some people might be a little bit high on San Antonio because Ginobili's been playing great. All 3 guys are finally healthy and everything. But at the same time, there's some things I don't like about them. Tim Duncan, he just hasn't been the same Tim Duncan. Obviously, same problem as Kevin Garnett. But he could still, he's still a problem on the block. So. But the biggest problem I have with San Antonio is Richard Jefferson. This guy has just not shown up this year. I thought this team could have possibly made it to the finals. On paper, they look great, but Tony Parker's been banged up. Parker over the last 2 years has just been very inconsistent. He's been in and out of the lineup, and Richard Jefferson he's been disappointing over the last couple seasons, and it's just not the same Richard Jefferson from 2003. When he was at the top of his game. He's just very, very inconsistent, not very reliable at all. So I think that's the biggest problem. And, I'm going to say Dallas will win this series. Dallas has pretty much had San Antonio's number since 2006. Even last year in the playoffs, they won in 5 games. And I think Dallas, Dirk Nowitzki, out of anyone in the league, I think Dirk deserves the championship more than anyone. I just think he's put in more time, and, he's been screwed more than anyone in the league. Well, not screwed, but, I think the playoff series against Miami. I really thought he deserved to win that championship. Uh, but let's give Dallas some credit. Give Mark Cuban credit. He went out and got uh, Caron Butler and Brandon Haywood. I think they've been pretty nice additions. Dallas has pretty much been one of the probably the hottest team in the league since the All-Star break. And Jason Kidd, he's proved that doubt is wrong. Just like Vince Carter, he's proved that he can still go, and he's still a very good point guard for his age. So yeah, I'm going to say Dallas will probably win this series in about 6 games. If San Antonio has any chance of winning, I think Ginobili's going to have the series of his life. He's going to have to score in the 40s, and carry this team past Dallas, by scoring a whole lot of points. And I just don't think it's going to happen. And at the same time, I think Tony Parker's rhythm will kind of be off. You can't just turn it on like that at this level. So that's just my opinion. I'm going to say Dallas will take this in 6 games. All right, next up we have the Phoenix Suns against the Portland Trail Blazers. This is pretty easy for me. Obviously, Brandon Roy, I think he tore his meniscus, so he's going to be out for the playoffs, which is unfortunate. And Portland's just been battling through injury problems all year. Nate McMillan, maybe you might want to give him the Coach of the Year, considering how well Portland has still performed, considering all the injury problems. But Phoenix has been playing good. Amari Stoudemire is motivated. I'm sure he wants to make some money and get a big contract after the season's over. So that's probably a big reason to why he's playing so great since the All-Star break. Nash and the Phoenix Suns, they went back to the running gun style. I think Alvin Gentry's very, very underrated coach. He deserves some recognition for Coach of the Year as well. And the one guy I think that is surprised me a lot. He's battled through some major injury problems throughout his career, and just very, very happy to see he's probably had his best year in a long time. And that's Grant Hill. So yeah, and Barbosa's back. I think Barbosa running the floor is a nightmare for opponents. So yeah, I think Phoenix will probably win the series in about 5 games. All right, so we have the Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Denver Nuggets. This is going to be in the second round. This is probably one of the best playoff series that there is for this playoffs. Last year was a dogfight. I thought it was a pretty good series. Well, LA won in 6, and I'm going to say they'll probably take it again. I think the Nuggets have beaten the Lakers several times this year. I believe they won 3 out of 4. So the Lakers have had their problems with Chauncey Billups. So I still think the Lakers will probably pull this out. It'll be tough though. It's not going to be easy for the Lakers. It'll be a very, very tough series. It's going to be a dogfight. This might be the toughest series the Lakers will have in the playoffs. And I think it's going to go 7 games, but I think the Lakers will win in 7 games over the Denver Nuggets in the second round. All right, so the other playoff series, we have the Dallas Mavericks going up against the Phoenix Suns. We've seen these 2 teams face plenty of times. I believe Phoenix won the series in they beat Dallas in 2005, but ever since then, Dallas has pretty much had Phoenix's number. Obviously, they won in 2006 to advance to the finals, and I believe they probably won some more series after that as well. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, we have 2 very good offensive teams playing each other. It's going to come down to defense. Who's going to want it more? I don't know. I'm going to say Dallas will win the series. I think Dallas has too many weapons. I think Phoenix is good, but like so many times, they just don't have a lot of defense, and that style just hasn't proven to win big time playoff games. So I'll go with Dallas. That they have size now. They have the extra weapon in Caron Butler. They still have Jason Terry, who will probably hit a lot of big shots in the series, and I think Dirk will have a big series as well. Nash is getting up there. He's about 36, 37. So yeah, I think this is Dallas's time. So Dallas and the Lakers will probably meet in the Western Conference Finals, and yeah, this would be a great series. But I just think Los Angeles has way too much firepower. Dallas has proven that they cannot guard Kobe Bryant. Kobe has pretty much torched Dallas, not necessarily this season, but in the past. He's pretty much had his way with Dallas, and I think Andrew Bynum will probably hit his rhythm around this time. He's coming back, and he'll probably start playing well against Dallas, and yeah, so I'll probably see the Lakers winning the series in about 6 games. So the NBA Finals, we have the Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Orlando Magic in the finals. And Orlando's going to have the home court advantage if both of these teams do make it to the finals. And I really don't think home court advantage is that big of a deal in the finals, because if the Lakers do steal one in Orlando, then they get to play in LA for 3 games in a row. And even if they do lose another game in Los Angeles, winning in Orlando. They proved that they can win in Orlando. So I'm going to say the Lakers will probably win the series in 6 games. Again, I think the Lakers will probably beat Orlando in the NBA Finals rematch. We get to see Kobe Bryant going up against Vince Carter. Probably not the. This probably would have been a dream NBA Finals back in 2001, maybe the year 2000. But 2010 is not the same thing. Vince Carter's stock is not that high, so it's more like Kobe versus Dwight Howard. But still, I really enjoyed the series last year. It was a little bit too short. But I think the series will be a lot more competitive. It was not going to be easy. The Lakers could have the work cut out for them. Stopping Dwight Howard, stopping Vince Carter. It's going to be a dogfight, and this is what I think will be the NBA Finals. So that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. So the Lakers over Orlando in 6 games. That's my NBA playoff predictions. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.